Increasing minimum wage, a positive economic policy. Inflation, a term widely used by economists around the globe. It is a word we hear and see all of the time, but what does it truly mean? By definition, it is the rate at which general levels of prices of goods is rising and the measure of the fall in the purchasing value of money. With this, I would like to argue that the current minimum wage isn't providing a decent living for many Americans. Also to include, the current minimum wage is wildly inconsistent with inflation. It leaves one to ask, with the median American income of $55,000 per year, can one really survive on $40,000 less? The yearly earnings of a minimum wage worker. Here you can see a median salary in America, which is $55,000, and this is a store manager at Walmart. And a minimum wage salary worker, like a McDonald's cashier, would make $15,000 a year. So first we can begin to look into the earnings of a family of four in our own state. According to the Economic Policy Institute, this family of four averaged about $42,000 a year, and in rural areas and small towns, the average income earned plummets to $35,000 a year. The average earnings for a decent standard of living is $48,778 for a family of four. And the federal poverty guidelines state that an income for the same size family of $24,000 is at the poverty line. It quickly becomes apparent that a single or even dual parent household working at or close to minimum wage cannot even begin to meet the standards of living that are required by the current economy. Let's put this into perspective. We will consider the cost of a gallon of milk, which is an item most households can't get by without. The current cost of a gallon of milk can average about $3.38. If you were making minimum wage, this gallon of milk would cost you 38% more of your family's income than a person at the poverty line level, and would cost you 65% more of your family's income than a person making the average yearly income for a family of four in Oklahoma. As a person that has witnessed this firsthand, selling movies and books to a local store to scrape by enough money to make it through the week, I can personally speak for the hardships involved with making minimum wage. There were many times when my family and I had to borrow $50 here and there to make it to next week. And unfortunately, many don't have that safety net. They have nothing at all. Despite these situations that are apparent to those that are living or have lived under minimum wage constraints, there are myths surrounding the economic effects that seem to supersede the facts of a low wage existence. A common myth we run into is raising the minimum wage will cause many people to lose their jobs. According to more than 600 economists and 7 Nobel Prize winners, in a letter to Obama and congressional leaders, they wrote, "In recent years, there have been many important developments in the academic literature on the effect of increases in the minimum wage on employment. With the weight of evidence now showing that increases in the minimum wage have had little or no negative effect on the employment of minimum wage workers, even during the times of weakness and in the labor market. Research suggests that a minimum wage increase could have a small stimulative effect on the economy as low-wage workers spend their additional earnings, raising demand and job growth, and providing some help on the job front. Another myth we run into is that minimum wage is bad for the economy. Since 1938, the minimum wage has been increased 22 times, and the GDP per capita has increased with it, according to the U.S. Department of Labor. The minimum wage is an idea that maintains broad support. and aims to positively impact the lives of hardworking Americans, especially those who financially need it most. And so, as one can see, a low minimum wage negatively impacts those struggling to survive on it, reduces their quality of life, and has little to no detrimental economic effect upon its increase. I believe our country would benefit from a minimum wage increase through keeping up with inflation, lessening the cost of the living burden, and giving our fellow citizens a better quality of life.